Right. So
This
that
makes absolutely no sense.
people who have a lower credit score can pay less.
That's right. So,
So
you did it
work
right.
your butt off.
Yeah.
To keep your credit
Credit
score as
score
high
where
as you
it
can.
can,
You're
so
going
you
to get
can-
penalized.
for doing it.
Yeah.
I just
Wait,
heard
say
about this
that-
about last weekend. Say it again.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear of that.
Of course
Of course. Not.
All right, well, enlighten me.
not. No, it's
Say it.
going effective May 1st. It's if you're getting a loan.
Yeah.
Let's say you're going to go buy a house.
You're gonna buy a house, you want a
What
mortgage.
they're saying is that you're going to go buy, somebody with a good credit score is
gonna-
going to go buy a house with a $400,000 mortgage.
With a mortgage.
They
Okay.
use that as a number.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
They said that person is going to pay $40 a month more than someone with a low credit score. Because they've got this goofy way of figuring out that the guy with the low credit score is less of a risk of default.
I don't know how they figured
Really?
that out.
How did they figure
Well,
that out?
I listened to some guy on CNBC yesterday. They had, they
Explain
were
it?
debating it.
Yeah.
Right. So the guy was saying that the person with the low credit score probably doesn't have a second home or an expensive car or a this or a that, and he doesn't have a lot of other obligations. So his low credit score, I don't know how he got a low credit score if he's got no
Obligations.
no obligations. Because of that, well, they don't have to worry about it defaulting on his mortgage because he doesn't have all these other things to pay for. Compared to someone with a good credit score who may have a vacation home or a
A
condo,
yacht,
or
okay.
he's driving an expensive car rather than a beater or
Yeah.
whatever. And so they said, well, the guy with the 800 credit score is more of a credit risk than the guy with the 640.
Wow. Where did,
That's such a
now, who
huge
put this-
assumption.
It's a law.
It's a crazy assumption.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? I mean, I know, you know what I mean? I did not hear. It's a law?
It's
A
it's a law.
federal?
It takes effect May 1st.
Federal law?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, I just heard about it this past weekend. I said this is
Really?
insane. Because they tell you, pay your debts on time, pay
Yeah.
your credit
That's
card
it.
on time because you want to build your credit score, so you can get a car and get the low finance rate and like that. And now it's
So
working.
now you're going to
It's
get
working
the higher
against you.
finance rate.
This,
And I mean, we even teach kids that, like when kids are in college, they can get a
Yeah.
credit card, and it's to help them learn that
make sure you pay it off.
pay it off.
Yeah.
Pay it off.
So you're a good credit
So
risk.
you have a good credit risk.
Yeah. And now it's going to work against you. Isn't that just
Like, how did I miss that one?
well, the Democrats, where they try to keep it quiet, keep it on the down low.
Well, I just heard about it a couple of weeks ago.
Well, see,
and-
that's-
and,
that's right.
Well, you listen to CNBC, you hear a lot of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a business channel.
That's right. It kind of perks up your
They,
ears. Huh?
kind of
What?
like
How did that?
find
what-
these things and say, let's get more information on
Yeah.
this. And they'll call in so-called experts.
All right. All right, we'll take a break here on the Coffee and program. I wanted to bring this up because
Shocking.
it's a little update from yesterday. I talked about so listen to this. My daughter's prom is coming up. So and so the students need to buy tickets during their lunch period this week. Okay. However, the rule is they don't accept cash. And by the way, it's $100.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know, yeah.
But I can't give her 100. I can't give her 520s and say go in and buy your ticket. No, they only accept checks.
They
Well,
only
what-
accept what?
They only accept checks.
Checks.
So how many kids? How many juniors and seniors have checking accounts?
Don't know. Not too many.
That would be
No,
that would
usually
be
in
pretty.
college they.
Yeah,
but
that'll be
not-
pretty
Might
low.
have a Bitcoin, but
Well, that they don't
you go.
accept that.
don't
So
accept it.
the parents, we have to write out a check.
Yeah, right.
All right. The situation now is I'm actually in between checks. I wrote my last check, and now I had to go to the bank and say, print me more checks.
Oh.
And I'm waiting for them to actually come in.
Oh, you ran out.
Although they're not going to be in until like next week, so now I have to go online to pay. Okay, now it's $100. No, it's not
Oh no, because it's online.
because it's online.
Yeah.
And if I'm paying with a credit card, now it's $105.
Yeah.
ooh, 5%.
Yeah. Unless I say, okay, take it out of my checking account, then it's $100.50. Convenience fee.
That's the school. The school.
No, the school is hooked up with this other company
Oh, for the okay.
called Unis something,
Yeah. doing the
Unilink or
content.
something like
Yeah,
that,
doing
and
the
that's how they
content.
make their money.
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't worry about it. We'll handle all the processing for you. We just get a little bit of a cut at the end, and you cannot say no.
I hope you
So
used
I'm
your
like-
credit card.
No, I used my checking account.
Okay.
Why? Oh, to pay them more?
I never give anybody access to my checking account.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, well, I actually wanted to pay by credit card, and it said, and every time I put it in, they said we won't accept this. We don't accept this card. I go, but it says MasterCard, and it's a MasterCard card. And I'm like, I couldn't get it to work, so I gave them my
Yeah.
checking account.
Yeah, I don't
info.
do that. Yeah.
It's just like your debit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People buy stuff on the internet using their
Debit card. Yeah. In
It's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
case you
A
get hacked.
credit
yeah.
card has different
Oh,
rules
yeah.
than a debit
That-
card.
yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
if somebody rips you off and you use a credit card, you can usually get the
the
bank
money
to
back.
reverse
Right.
that.
Yeah.
With a debit card, you're giving them access to directly take the cash out of your account. It's different rules.
Yeah.
They're not going to back you
Yeah.
in most cases.
All right. Well, I'll let you know if something bad happens.
Yeah. Oh boy.
All right. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. So, Ed, it's time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Telephone number 765-8880. And if you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first, works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987, so you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor or work with an advisor based in Boston or New York or who knows where, probably someone you're never going to meet. And we encourage our clients to come to the office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free, no-obligation consultation and find out more about how we'll invest your money, you can call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Thanks, Ed. More coming your way, and we have a note to get to, and you can call in one as well, 766-1240. Attention parents and grandparents. Your children can learn how to present themselves for a job interview by attending the Dress for Success event at Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. Here's their chance to discover their personal style in the professional world. Guys will learn how to tie a tie and pick out a sport jacket and slacks. Ladies will find dresses, skirts, and tops, plus shoes and accessories. The Dress for Success event takes place Friday, April 28th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. There'll be food, a fashion show, selfie station, music, and attendees will be able to learn about job listings, scholarships, and internships. If you'd like to donate appropriate clothes and accessories for the Dress for Success event, drop them off at Jerry's Bluffing Boutique, 285 Main Street, Woonsocket. Dress for Success, Friday, April 28th, 4 to 7 p.m. at Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON AM and FM.
All right, Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And we want to mention that for people listening in the Woonsocket area, the Woonsocket Water Division will be flushing the hydrants in the following areas: Manville Road from Vernon Street to Hamlet Ave, Vernon Street from Manville Road to Maple Street, Carrington Ave from Maple Street to Manville Road, Hamlet Ave from Grove Street to Davison Avenue, also Park Place area, including all side streets in the areas. The flushing starts tonight, Tuesday, 9 p.m., and will continue until 5 a.m. Wednesday, April 25th. So if you wake up tomorrow morning and you have discolored water, just run the cold water, not the hot water, until it clears out. When you were town administrator in North Smithfield, you have to do a lot of the flushing like this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every spring, every fall?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they did it a while ago. I think it was a month or so ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what's just going on here in the city of Woonsocket. A note that's been called in on a completely different note, but a costly note. This person's friend from Fall River called him up here in Woonsocket, and yesterday they had 10 million gallons of wastewater spewed out
saw
into the
that.
waters down in that area. And this guy's a fisherman.
Yeah.
And so Fall River issued a no clam fishing for the next 7 days.
Yep.
he says it's like missing a paycheck of $3,000 to $4,000 because they can't go fish the clams.
Yeah.
Wow. So we have the issues up here with the wastewater, and
Yeah.
it's
Theirs
a
goes
little bit
right
more
into the ocean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
where all the
yeah.
all the fishermen are, or work out of. If you're deep sea, okay, you can go out
Yeah.
miles out and go
Yeah.
catch the fish out that way, or maybe that's where the lobster traps
These,
are.
I think, especially they were saying the shellfish
The shellfish, yeah.
was the shellfish. Yeah.
That is that is too bad. So now they got a yay 7-day vacation, but yay you're not getting paid.
Yeah, not getting paid.
So it's not that's
Yeah.
not good. That's not good at all. So I'm sorry to hear that. So in the sporting world, Aaron Rodgers goes to the New York Jets.
Yes, I saw that.
I'm
Were you
I'm a
surprised?
little no because I heard he was going, and I heard and then they said, well, we have to wait to a certain date, and it had to do with money. And you have to clear a certain date, and so they were just waiting, and then we can do the deal. So I heard the deal was done like a month ago, but they got to wait for it to actually be official. But now it's official. So Aaron Rodgers comes to the New York Jets, and now we get to see him twice this year,
Yeah.
and just makes you scratch your head and say, what are they going to do in Foxborough? Are we sticking with Mac, or not sticking with Mac?
Wow.
Are we going with Bailey or not? Are we going to draft somebody? NFL draft's coming up soon. And do we want to go with a rookie that hasn't been tested at all?
I know.
Which is
Well,
what
I
we
don't
tried
think-
with Mackety, who had a
I
good
thought-
rookie year, but after that,
Yeah, his year was the rookie year.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
so so exciting news. They're very happy in New York. They think this really will
Yeah.
vault them
Yeah.
up into Super Bowl
Yeah.
standing status, kind of thing. He's the new Joe Namath out there in New York. So
Yeah. I'm
it all
not,
depends on who's around
I'm not
him.
a fan of him.
Of Aaron? No,
I'm not a fan of him at all.
neither am I.
But I mean, he was with that team for so long. You
Oh, yeah.
figured he probably would have wanted to.
Something's going on there in
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been rumored to be leaving for like 2 or 3
Yeah,
years.
he was leaving
There's
every
something
year.
going on. That,
Yeah.
So something to watch when football season starts coming up later on this year. Now, there's a story on the front page of today's call. It's a little surprising because people tend to protect their cell phone at all costs. Don't you think?
Yeah.
All right. The article is a woman is accused of attacking another woman by hitting her with her cell phone. Now I can see because it would actually make a pretty decent weapon. It's sturdy enough, and it could cause. I think it could cause some serious damage. And this woman hit this other woman near her eye, and she was having double vision. She had to be taken to a landmark to have her get checked out. No word on if there was any damage done to the cell phone.
Probably not.
But no, maybe not. We'll just go get another one if there's any damage to it. But this is the first time I've read where there was in the police report,
The weapon was a
the
cell
weapon of
phone.
choice was her cell phone.
Yeah.
And it comes down to the usual boyfriend, girlfriend,
Oh,
blah
I was
blah
going to
blah.
say, and why would she want to hit the person with anything?
Well, that's why. And
Boyfriend
we're not talking teenagers. We're not talking 17 and
grown
18
women?
here. Well, one was 44, the other's
Oh, my
36. So we're not kids here, and
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Hell hath no fury. Like a
Well,
woman's
that's it.
scorn.
Yes. Just reading the report.
It's not funny. It's why? Why?
Why? I don't know. Because it's so high school,
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to date him anymore, but I don't want anyone else to date him anymore, kind of thing. And so,
Rather immature.
well, yeah, and it's funny having the 17-year-old girl a teenage girl. She gives me all the good gossip
Yeah.
of what happens with other people in school, and she's this. This couple that had been together since the 7th grade.
Wow.
All right. And now they're juniors in high school, finally broke up. And
Yeah.
I said, well, why? Well, he cheated. How do you know that? Well, she knew like the other girl
Oh.
that he cheated with. Oh, my God, I guess it's true. I said, yeah, well, why? Well, it's okay when you're in the 7th grade and it's all cute and we're holding hands. But as the boys get older,
Yeah.
the hormones tend to kick
Yeah.
in a little more. And now the girl is more or less, as my daughter explained it, a little more on the religious side. And was looking to wait,
Yeah.
marriage and all that. And the boy I'm not waiting around anymore. All right. I'm like, yep, things haven't changed.
Oh boy.
All right. So I love getting the good scoop. So I wanted to mention to Ed up in Massachusetts. All
In
right.
Massachusetts.
All right. Free. Everything's free.
Yonder.
Our senator, Ed Markey.
Yep.
All right. And I don't think she's your congressperson. She's not my congressperson. I think she's out of Boston. Ayanna Presley, yes. All right. They're reintroducing a bill.
Again.
Yes, that seeks to increase, ready? We're going to increase free transit services across the country. All right. The bill would form a $25 billion competitive grant program over 5 years to allow transit districts to offer free trips. Transit agencies, like the T, would be able to apply for funds that would allow the elimination of fares. This is how they're going to make their money back, okay? Now, federal COVID funds have been used to provide free rides on 3 Boston bus routes for over a year. So, and then they'll go down to New York, whatever that's called, and they get to apply for their money, and Chicago applies for their money, and like that, and that's how they make their money back. And I'm thinking, okay, if we offer just free rides, that means more people taking the buses and the trains, which means more weight on these in the cars, which means I can see the trains breaking down more, and especially or tires need to be replaced, or the tracks needing to be replaced. I could just see more problems coming from this.
But free is not free.
No, now you get to pay for it, Linda.
I know. Well, yeah, that's
So
what I
thank
mean.
you.
Free is not free. Someone's paying for it. We
Well,
are.
yeah, we are. Yeah,
Yeah.
your federal tax dollars will pay for the whole thing,
yeah.
because we have $25 billion just hanging around that can go to this to pay for the fares. So,
Yep.
yep. All right, and there's another good tea story out of Boston. Can I find it real quick? It's got to do with our fine governor, Ed. I can't. She wants to make it a rule that anyone that works in upper management for the MBTA has to live in Massachusetts. She wants a residency rule. Right now, some of them live hundreds of miles away, and they just work from home. So she wants them living at least in the state of Massachusetts, not necessarily in Boston, but she wants them to have the ability to ride the trains and see what's going on. Here we go. Maura Healey, pledging to require leaders of the T to live and work in the area served by the transit agency. Responding to reports that some high-level managers live more than 100 miles from the nearest T station. They're all hanging out there in Amherst. And like that, including some who work remotely thousands of miles away. Healy says it's upsetting that there are MBTA senior managers who not only don't live in the state, but work fully remotely. She says management not only needs to be in the buildings, they need to be on the tracks, in the facilities, and in the garages. So, is that a good thing? Should there be a residency requirement?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I mean, I remember years ago when Woonsocket had a residency requirement
Yeah.
for people that worked for the city.
Yeah.
And
How'd that work out?
I don't think they have it anymore.
No, Smithfield doesn't.
Okay.
Especially
I don't know
now,
if she can make this work, but okay.
especially in this day and age with the internet being as fast and efficient as it is,
Yep.
if you have a job that is mostly done online, you're not servicing the train or changing the tire on a bus or any of this kind of stuff. Who cares where you live? You get the most qualified person, but then again, what do I know, I mean, It's just the way I think.
I
that
guess
way.
it's just
Yeah, but I think there are some positions, Ed and Joe, that boots on the ground is a good thing, or at least proximity to I maybe not really high level, where only they're on the computer and you're paying them for what they know and not what they do. But I think for some positions, I think it might be a good idea that, they know where the train goes. They know, what's going on the trains and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Or in anything.
I don't disagree that they should know, but I don't think that they should. I mean, what's wrong with living in the Berkshires?
yeah.
If that's where you live and you're qualified to do a job, why do you have to live across the street from the train station?
Well, no, I'm not saying across, but
Well,
but I think
you know.
some positions, I think it's a good thing for some positions.
If it's a hands-on position,
Hands-on
yes.
position, or even, on the management level, not admin level, maybe the management level or hands-on position.
I think it's a psychological thing too. So if you call the T and you want to complain that the red line is slow or whatever like that, and you get a high level T person on the phone, and you say, "Well, haven't you ridden the T?" and they say,
say
"No."
no.
And
Yeah.
then the person on the phone gets mad. What do you mean you haven't ridden it? How do you not know what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've been in different positions in my life and never really super high level, but,
Yeah.
like in the world of nursing, well, it's not the same.
Well,
But, like in the police departments, they say, they like those neighborhood
watches.
watch, the neighborhood police,
All right.
so that they can get some relationships going and things like that. So that's what I mean, some
Oh yeah,
position,
yeah. Okay.
you know what I mean?
That's different, though, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, but some positions and some work, it's better to be boots on the ground.
Okay, well, we'll see if that goes anywhere with the new T general manager. See if he.
I was
implements
going to
stuff
say
like
that. Where does he? Yeah.
Well, he moved to Massachusetts, so
Oh, he
He
did.
takes
yeah.
ET every day.
does he?
Does
Yeah.
he?
Oh, okay. So he's in the state. I guess it's just
Yeah.
some of the people under him that are just not
Yeah.
there all the time. And if if your job is said, well, we're making your job remote because of COVID, and okay, now that COVID's basically kind of over. Well, do we need this person to come back? No, you're doing a fine job at your house.
Yeah.
Keep doing it there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I think some of that remote work, I mean, it had to be done during COVID
Yeah.
remotely. And I think some of the companies find it more cost effective to have people working remotely, and they don't have to have the cost of the
Yeah, a lot of
the-
companies are having a tough time getting people to come back
Yeah,
to
right.
the office or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially the office. I mean, let's face it, if you're working in a warehouse, you got to be there to
Well,
to
of
sort
course,
or
yeah.
do whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't, they'll be a robot taking your
Right.
spot.
Yeah.
But people in like my industry, these guys don't want to go back to New York City to
Right.
work
When
where
they
they
can-
can do
when
the
they
same
can
thing
take it
from
home.
home and have been for the last 2 or 3 years. Mm-hmm. They don't mind going in maybe 2 or 3 days a week, but
Yeah.
they don't want to do 5 days a week anymore.
Right.
And you know what? It really helps the worker too, because they're saving gas,
Sure.
in time, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, but see, there's two sides to that story. It
yeah.
saves you gas, it saves you time,
Yeah.
it saves you from eating in restaurants,
Right.
but then the restaurants aren't getting
They're
people
not
to eat
getting
there.
people to eat.
You know,
You're right. It affects a whole lot of people.
offices
Yeah.
that had 1,000 people working in it now have 400 people working in it, so now they're not renewing their lease, they're downsizing
so
to
n-
a smaller office,
so now those
then now there's all
offices
this
are
office
empty.
space that's
Yeah.
empty, the
Yeah.
rents are coming down,
Yeah.
theoretically.
Yeah.
Or will come down.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's not an easy, say one way or the other.
One way or another, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. More coming your way. We ask you to please stick around.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
This weather forecast is being brought to you by Unbound.org.
Partly sunny skies today with a high near 60 degrees and a small chance of a scattered shower. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, overnight low of 38. Wednesday's weather, partly sunny with a high of 61. Thursday, partly sunny with a high of 60. Friday, mostly sunny and 63. Saturday, mostly cloudy and 60. Sunday, good chance of showers, mostly cloudy and 57. And next Monday, a better chance of showers, mostly cloudy and 61.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with the cloudy skies, we have 49 degrees. A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change the world, and it will change your own. Unbound.org. At the turn of this century, 27% of people who passed away were cremated. By the year 2020, that figure rose to 56%. The Cremation Association of America projects that by the year 2040, 4 out of 5 Americans will choose cremation over a casket burial. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center of Woonsocket can answer your questions about the cremation process. Go online to providencecremation.com. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center on Spring Street, Woonsocket. Let them create the perfect service for your loved one. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
Hello, this is Manny Brando. I hope you will listen to us each Sunday morning at 8:30. I will sing your favorite songs, and my wife Virginia will organize everything.
That's right, Manny. It's the Manny and Virginia Show every Sunday morning at 8:30 on ON, AM, and FM radio.
All right, Coffee In here on ON, AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan with Ed Crew and Linda Tebow. And this is kind of scary, especially for parents like myself who have kids that are thinking of going to college. There's a scam going around Boston, and Massachusetts state officials are warning there's a fake college posing as a legitimate university, and it's based in Boston. Amazing. A website and a Facebook page promote this college called Massachusetts Central University. That is not a real school, but that's what they're promoting themselves as. And they promote themselves as an online school, kind of like Southern New Hampshire University,
or,
University of Phoenix. And there's a few, Grand Canyon University is
That's
another one.
yeah.
They're just these online schools. So they've set themselves up as quote unquote a real school when they're not. And the State Department of Higher Education says the school does not exist, and any student who feel they have been misled by the fraudulent school are urged to contact the State Attorney General's office. Look, they haven't sent them money, and so they must be grabbing pictures like from other colleges and to make them look like this is us, and you can get a degree in whatever accounting, let's say, and it'll be cheaper and come to us, and yet there's no courses to take. It's like so this is the first I'm hearing of that. So. Be aware, fake university out of Boston. Massachusetts Central University is not a real school, so something to be aware of there.
Wow.
Also up in Mass, the driver of that SUV that crashed into the Apple store, remember that? Back in Hingham, he was in court yesterday, pleading not guilty. He's charged with second-degree murder, because one man passed away. The person from New Jersey that was there who built the store, who was checking on it, just happened to be in there at the wrong time. And other offenses for the crash that killed the New Jersey man, injured 22 others. And according to police, he says that the man, his name is Bradley Rain. Police says his foot became... He says that his foot became stuck on the gas pedal that he tried to brake. But prosecutors said no, the brake pedal was never pushed, and They're saying he floored the accelerator right before the crash, going 50 miles an hour. Now, Ed, you've been in those shops, haven't you?
Yeah.
Tough to get up to 50 miles an hour unless you're trying. in that whole Derby Street
Yeah,
shops
yeah,
up there in
really.
Hingham,
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
I can only see it if you're coming towards the Apple Store, and
That's
most of
exactly
the time
what he
you're
was
not
doing.
coming
Well,
towards
that's
the Apple
right.
Store. You're coming from the
side.
the side.
So yeah, and so he was going right for it. So, but he pled not guilty, and he's out. He's free. He was able to make $100,000 bail.
Whoa.
So hopefully he doesn't.
They took away his passport.
Well, I hope so. I hope they took away his driver's license too. All right. Here's an amusing thing that's going on in Boston. You might not, maybe you won't find it amusing, but I do. It's believed to be the largest ever celebration of Satan is scheduled for this coming weekend in Boston. Linda got the shivers. There's a based out of Salem, Massachusetts, which kind of sort
Well,
of
of
makes
course,
sense.
that makes sense.
The Satanic Temple is holding what they call SatanCon, SATANCON, and it's being held at the Boston Marriott Copley Place. So they found a nice hotel to
Yeah.
have this at. So,
Yeah.
and it's sold out.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
we can't go unless you already have tickets. You don't want to tell us.
No, I don't like to mess with stuff
All right,
like that.
the sold out event will include satanic rituals, discussion panels, entertainment, and merchandise sales.
I wonder what the entertainment is.
Rock bands, I guess.
Heavy metal.
Yeah. Now, the Satanic Temple opened in Salem in 2016 and views Satan as daring to challenge authority as opposed to being an evil figure. So they're trying to change the image of what our preconceived notions of Satan actually are.
Have you ever been there to that
That
thing in
temple?
Salem? Have you ever seen it?
No.
No?
I mean, it's been years since I've been to Salem,
Yeah.
so I didn't even know
Yeah.
it was there.
Yeah.
So, so ask amongst your friends who's got tickets.
Yeah.
Sold out. How about that? So, and I wonder, are they coming from all over the United States?
Wow.
Because there are. It's a
Well, I think-
it's a legitimate church.
It's a legitimate church.
They get tax breaks and everything.
Freedom of religion,
That's right, and you have the freedom to worship Satan
Yeah.
if you like.
if you like, or not.
Get your tickets at Ticketmaster or what?
Well, not anymore. If you try, sorry, we're sold out. You have to go. You're gonna have to go on eBay
Well,
and try to get them scalped. That
I'm
way.
sure probably get a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people go to Salem. To
Oh,
visit
yeah.
tourists. Like especially like Halloween time and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll look around because I am actually going to Salem this coming Sunday.
Oh, you are.
Well, my daughter wants to take a look at Salem State University,
Oh, okay.
which is right in town.
Yeah.
So I'll take a look around to see if I can
Take a look.
find
Yeah,
the
just-
find the
and-
temple.
And report back to us,
I,
please.
I will. Except they'll all be down in Boston at the Copley at this event. So
Cross.
we're-
Just to be.
there we go.
There you go. That's
I
what I
got
mean.
my
Just to be
cross on me.
safe.
Just to be safe. I want to see if they cower.
Yeah.
Close their eyes. I'm
That's what I
burning.
mean. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Get out of here. He's one of those.
Yeah. I've got my little bracelet on. And it's like-
There you go. So okay,
Yeah.
but there'll be no one to talk to in Salem because they're all going to be in Boston.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. No, but just tell us what it looks like.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it looks like a
Take
very
a picture.
if I see it, sure.
All right, I wanna
But I'm sure it'll be a very
I wanna-
nondescript
yeah.
building that you
Yeah.
wouldn't realize it's an actual what you
Church.
think it is
Yeah.
until the very little 4x4 sign outside. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Satanic Temple's right here. So
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
If I see it, I'll let you know.
Okay, please.
All right, we're going to take a quick little break here, but more coming up here on the Coffee and Program. Don't go anywhere. So you're remodeling your home, and you want to find just the right flooring. So off you go to DRL Carpet. Why? Because they have the best selection and prices in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. That means you don't have to wait. Plus, it means you can get it installed now. So first you get the best price, next you get the best service, and you get the best selection. Whether you're looking for carpet, tile, hardwood floors, the place to shop is DRL Carpet, 27 Veterans Way, Woonsocket, next to World War II Veterans Memorial Park. DRL Carpet reminds you there's a big difference between getting the job done and getting the job done right. DRL Carpet of Woonsocket.
It's time for the annual Breakfast with the Saints at the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center. Enjoy a breakfast buffet under the center's magnificently frescoed ceiling. The breakfast will be held on Sunday, April 30th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tickets are $20 in advance or $25 at the door. Tickets are available at Belo's Flowers, Creative Impressions, The Honey Shop, Timeless Antiques, Vos True Value Hardware, or visit the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center website.
All right, Coffee in here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. And Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. It's National Telephone Day. Ed's on his phone right now.
Really?
It is National Telephone Day, yes.
Today's National Telephone Day?
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yes, and
Gee,
there are said to be more than 9 billion, that's with a B, 9 billion mobile phones around the world.
Jeez.
All right? And there's still over 900 million landlines worldwide. I do not have mine.
Tebow, I still have mine. I don't want it anymore, but we still
But
have it.
Does Dave want to keep it?
He wants to keep it.
All right. Ed, what do you
You
stand on
landline
landlines?
Still?
I have it, but
Ever use it?
I disconnected it. Because all you get is scam calls on it.
Well, right,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But I called the provider to say, I don't want this anymore. And they said, well, you've been with us for so long that if you
Keep it.
if you get rid of your phone, you're going to have to pay more per month than you're paying now with the phone.
Well,
Well,
that's dumb.
that is bizarre.
Yes.
That's like the credit score thing.
Yeah, pretty
why,
much.
Why,
yeah.
why is
Yeah,
it?
that's-
Why
yeah.
did they explain why is it like that?
You're gonna
Well, because the prices have gone up for packages so much,
Yeah.
Yeah.
since then that
Yeah.
the package without the phone is more expensive than the package with the phone.
So you have the landline.
Yeah.
Is anything connected to it?
No.
You just
They just
take it out of the wall.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So I said, well, that way there, if I ever want to use it, like if I wanted to
Well,
fax
yeah, I guess you
something
always
from home,
could.
like
Yeah, you
I
plug it
can
in.
plug it in and fax it.
The
Or
dial tone will
a
still
couple
work.
times,
Okay.
a couple times last winter, I called in here to
Yeah.
do the radio program,
Yeah.
so I connected the landline.
Landline
Yeah.
instead of using your
Because
battery.
it's nice and clear. It's a fiber
Well,
optic
yeah.
Yeah,
connection.
Yeah. Well, when I was doing, I was calling and I was on the landline too because it's a better connection too.
True. All right.
Yeah. Well, maybe this woman that hit the lady with her cell phone was celebrating the
National Telephone Day?
a day ahead of time.
Well, this.
Do you think?
This actually took place April 11th.
Oh, okay.
So this is
All right.
about
I thought maybe she was
15
getting
days
a
ago.
jump on the celebration.
So just to let you know, Alexander Graham Bell invented the phone, securing the patent in the 1870s. So there you go.
And here we are.
But yeah, when I got rid of my landline, they never said, oh, it'd be cheaper to keep it than to get rid of it. I just said, well, I'm keeping this, but I also got my internet service and my TV service through you. So. And
they
my cell phone through you guys too. I really don't need the landline.
Well, maybe if I said I'll move my cell phone over to you guys,
Oh,
Maybe they would
Yeah.
say
But,
okay. Yeah.
you know,
yeah. See, we've got everything on this.
not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with who I have for a provider.
All right. Well, they don't tell you how to celebrate National Telephone Day unless you want
call
to
someone.
make a
Reach
call.
out,
I guess.
No, reach out
have
and
some-
touch someone.
Except for the young
Your
kids
fingers do
who.
the walking.
Yeah. Oh my
fingers do the
God, that's an
walking,
old one,
yeah.
Ed.
Really?
Yeah.
Except for the young kids, reach out and text somebody. They hate
Yeah, I
they hate
know.
calling each other.
Yeah,
Just
I know,
hate it.
I know.
And I said to my daughter yesterday, I said, "Oh, you got to call your aunt for whatever reason it was. Do I have to make the call?" Yes. You need this skill.
Yeah.
All right. If you were to guess which country around the world is the most populous, which would you say it is?
India.
I would say India.
India is
Yeah.
correct. They will become the world's most populous country this month. This is according to the United Nations, which said Monday that India's population will match and then exceed China's by the end of April. This comes just days after the UN's Population Fund predicted India would have nearly 3 million more people than China by the middle of this year. The UN's projections have India's population surpassing 1.425 billion by the end of April. China reached a peak population of 1.426 billion last year, but that number has started to fall, with the UN predicting it would dip below 1 billion by the end of the century. Wow. That's a lot of people.
Yep.
All in one area. All right. So most populous country goes to India. Hooray. Okay, congratulations. Taylor Swift. She's okay.
Yeah. She
Her
hurt
fans
herself,
her
right?
fans were worried. Yes, yes. She's assuring her fans that she's just fine after pictures surfaced of an apparent hand injury over the weekend. Okay. The singer-songwriter took to social media on Monday to calm the fans' fears. Fears? She said she cut her hand after tripping on her dress in the dark backstage in Houston. They turned the lights on.
Can't, not backstage.
Maybe Swift told fans not to worry about her and that she's good. The pop superstar's mega successful The Eras Tour will continue with 3 shows in Atlanta this weekend. She's coming to
She's
Foxborough,
coming to Foxborough.
this coming summer,
Yeah.
and hopefully she won't trip on her dress anymore. That always amazed me, growing up and going to concerts. And Ed, you were a musician doing shows. How many times did you change outfits during the show?
Yeah, but you do.
Well, the women do.
Women do. Women do. Yeah.
0?
0.
One outfit. Here we go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, we're. Yeah. Well, I was in the Folly show,
Yeah.
the Fancy Folly show, and I think I must have changed. But it was all different things, so you're changing
That's-
like at least 10 times, and it's really hard.
But that's dancing, right?
That's dancing.
All right.
Yeah, it's dancing. Yeah. Yeah.
I've told this story before. This goes back to the height of MTV days, and they were doing an interview with John Mellencamp at the time because he was about to go out on tour, and he was talking. He was making fun of the other artists on MTV, how he was watching someone do an interview and asking them about their latest concert, and it was some woman, but he didn't say who it was, and just said, "Oh, the show's going to be great. I change outfits 26 times."
Yeah.
And he said,
Wow.
I'm 40 years old. I haven't had 26 outfits in my life.
Right. Yeah.
Only thing I used to change when we played out is I would change from my Fender Stratocaster to my Rickenbacker 12 stringer
right.
for certain songs.
Yeah.
No, you had to go back,
Yeah.
take the black jacket off, put the red jacket on.
Yeah, well, I think with women, we talked about this before, that, the costumes are all part of it, but it always amazes me that singers, women, have to change that much. Singers, they're
singers,
singers.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Like when you're, in a dance number, you do have to change from this
Right.
costume to the next
Yeah.
because you're doing different dances,
Yeah.
But a singer stands there and sings.
Yeah, you got the long ball
Yeah,
gown.
yeah,
It's
you
not going to
gotta-
work for something quick and snappy.
whatever, you're right. Yeah, it's yeah.
So,
That's fascinating.
I think Cher was big on
costume
changes,
change.
like after every song.
Janet Jackson. Yeah.
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 It's everything that.
Well, it's a production though. It's not just
Well,
singing
that's it.
now. That's the thing when they sing. It's a production. It's not just.
And say I always thought, acts like Janet Jackson and Taylor Swift and Madonna, who have all this other stuff going on stage at the same time. I go,
Yeah.
is it to distract people away from
From
your
your-
actual talent?
Yes.
Where maybe it's not that good,
Yeah.
and you're worried about who's dancing behind you,
Behind you.
kind of
yeah.
thing.
And then you have to learn to dance a little bit like them too. So
Yeah.
but
So you're
no,
all in sync.
yeah, it's true. Like before, like they'd stand in front of a mic and sing.
Yeah,
They always had a pretty dress on though. And but they sang.
yeah, that's right.
Now it's they've got all these backup singers and dancers.
Yep,
It's
yep.
very different. Very different.
All right, GM is recalling more than 40,000 Chevrolet medium-duty trucks. There's a problem with the brake pressure sensor that raises the risk of fire.
Ooh.
So that isn't good. Federal regulators say a faulty assembly could leak brake fluid and cause an electrical short circuit. The recall covers Chevrolet 4500 HD, 5500 HD, and 6500 model trucks from 2019 to 2023. GM is advising owners to park their trucks outside, not inside the garage,
Yeah.
until the dealers have the parts to fix them free of charge.
Wow.
GM said it's not aware of any accidents or injuries related to the issue. All right, so I don't have one, so it's not affecting me at this time. So we're all set there. So, all right, but if you do, a GM truck, at least they fix them for free, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Oh, you know what? They're not. No more coronavirus COVID testing. They used to be free.
Yeah, they're not free.
Insurance
yeah.
companies would pick up that tab.
Right, yeah.
Not
But the
anymore.
emergency is over.
Well, yeah. So
That's why.
pay for it yourself now, right?
No, you're, yeah.
Okay. So let's see. What else is do you know anybody named Kyle?
Kyle.
Kyle.
First name Kyle.
No.
No, I don't
Can't say
think
that I
so.
do.
No.
Oh, well, yes, I do. There was a Kyle that went to school with my son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, get a hold of your son to get a hold of Kyle.
Yeah.
And tell him he needs to get to Texas. And there's a town in Texas called Kyle.
Ah.
Kyle, Texas. And they're trying to break a record for the largest gathering of people with the same name.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
Not much
That
goes on in
sounds like
Kyle,
kind of a
Texas, I
fun
guess.
thing. Yeah. That's
So, yeah.
kind of a fun thing.
So, but they got to get there. The gathering of Kyle's, 4 p.m. Sunday, May 21st. So a little over a month. A little less than a month. At Lake Kyle Park. Kyle is just a half hour south of Austin, by the way. It's a free event. This is the city's fourth attempt to break this world record. They have not been able to do it yet. And you think they could get this many people, but I guess it's
Yeah.
tough getting the word out maybe.
Yeah.
So far, the record is held with more than 2,300 Ivans have got together in Eastern Europe. In Eastern Europe
Well, Eastern Europe. Yeah.
There's a lot of Ivans.
That's a lot of Ivans, yeah.
in 2017. Ivan is basically John, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I always
Yeah.
heard it was.
Yeah.
That's what it translates to. So there's plenty of Ivans. And
Ivans, yeah.
get them all from Russia and like that to get together.
So calling all Kyles.
Kyles, you think you could get about 2,500 Kyles together? Texas is a big state.
It is, yeah. That's kind of a fun thing to, That's,
If you have the time and you can
you
get
have
to,
the time,
and
yeah,
you can get
yeah.
to Texas.
yeah. And
maybe-
you want to break a record.
And you want to break a record and,
Yeah.
and bring your ID because someone will be there from Guinness, making sure you're Kyle.
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
Kyle. All right. Let's see other things that are going on. It's my son did this for a while. It ended up being too much competition, so he stopped doing it. And he did DoorDash for a while,
Wow.
but there were too many DoorDash people where he was.
Too many dashers.
Too many dashers, and he wasn't making any money. It's like, he got very few deliveries. So he's like, it's not worth my time anymore. But maybe that's because of where he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to a bigger city, and he was in rural Maine. So
Oh, yeah.
with what 2 restaurants
Right, yeah.
and 7 drivers, it's gonna
Right,
be
yeah,
tough.
The Moose and the Elks don't order that.
No, they don't.
They
don't.
do not. But down in Tampa, Florida, police say a DoorDash driver was attacked and kidnapped last week. She was making a delivery to a Residence Inn, which is a hotel, when approached by gunpoint by a man identified as Joseph Killens. The police department says he sexually battered her at another location before family members rescued her from the car. Suspect also fired several times and struck one family member, a 20-year-old woman, before he fled. So
Yeah, see, that's why
Dangerous.
those
It's
delivery
dangerous.
people, that's a very dangerous
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
I've
Very,
heard of
very.
some door dashers
Yeah.
that won't accept orders to be delivered in certain areas.
you'd think a hotel would be okay
You would think so,
because you would.
depending on which area it's in.
Which hotel, yeah. Yeah.
Good point. But quick story before I gotta go. I had to go to Indianapolis one time on business and got there in time for dinner. And I actually had a DoorDash person deliver food for me. And but what they did there is I never saw the DoorDash person. They delivered it to the outside of my hotel door, just dropped it there, and they were just gone. Never saw them. I
Yeah.
have no idea who did it.
Yeah.
I think they knocked on the door, but I'm not positive. I just kept going. I think I got a text on my phone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Food's
yeah.
been delivered. It has. Never heard a thing. Went over to the door. There's your food. So that worked out okay for me and for whoever delivered it. So, but maybe the person ordered the food and then was waiting for them outside,
Yeah,
kind of thing. So,
yeah.
but well, any kind of delivery is dangerous.
Those deliveries is dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's pizza deliveries
Or Amazon.
or Amazon.
Yeah,
or
you just-
any, it's tough.
You just never know. All right, we got to run. Thank you very much for listening. Always appreciate it. Ed Crew, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for inviting me.
All right, and Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure to be here.
All right, my name's Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. They're coming up at 9:30 with Do You Remember?
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. The Dollar Tree Stores chain has been fined $770,000 for failure to provide safe working conditions at 2 Rhode Island stores. The discount retailer has been penalized for violating federal Occupational Safety and Health Administration standards at its East Providence and